All right, so as of today, I'm officially halfway through my senior year. Okay, and last time I made one of these videos, I was about a quarter way through my junior year, so it was like a year ago. But last time I was just kind of babbling on about stuff about my mind, like on my mind. And this time I legitimately have something I just like a specific topic I want to talk about. Um, and it's because a couple weeks ago, this kid, I'm not going to say anything about him, but this kid who is an underclassman was harassing me. Him and his friends kept on harassing me for no reason, okay? And I was getting so angry over it. And I'm like, okay, I've been working out. I've been doing some boxing at home. I'm gonna fuck this kid up if he keeps harassing me. And I told my mom, and she's like, don't fucking do it, okay? Because there's gonna be consequences. And I'm like, Mom, I really don't want to disappoint you, but this kid's asking for it, and I can't just let him harass me all day. And she's like, okay, then go to student services and tell them about what's happening, and tell them to make sure that the kid is supposed to be where he's supposed to be. And I'm like, all right, sure, I can do that. So I go down to student services, and I talk to the teacher there about it. And then when that's over, I get back up to my mom's room because my mom works at the school that I go to. So I'm in her classroom, and then she said, uh, actually, wait, no, I didn't go there. I went to another teacher's room that I'm also really close to, and I told her about it, and we talked about it. And then I went to my mom's classroom, and then she told me that both the teachers I talked to said they were very proud of me for coming and talking to me, sort of talk it out with them. And apparently, word got out, and then other teachers were like, "Hey, man, I got your back with this kid. I know this kid's an asshole to me as well." And then another teacher that I know was like, "Hey, if Ethan wants to come talk to me, he can because I noticed he was really blue this morning." And so that was nice. Okay. But I eventually lost my cool. He kept harassing me all day. So I figured this shit's not gonna stop, and so I I saw him coming down the stairs, and I walked. I started like walking up to him, and he was pretending to be scared of me because I told him earlier, if you don't stop, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then, so he didn't believe I was actually gonna do it, so he was pretending to be scared of me for the rest of the day. And so at first he was pretending to be scared of me because, he didn't legitimately think I was gonna do what I was gonna do. But I did. And he kind of like he like kind of turned around, covered his head and ducked, and I swung with my right hand, and I'm left-handed. So that's already a pretty big con. So I didn't really hit him in the face, I hit him in the arm because he turned around and ducked and put his head behind his arm. So I hit him in the arm, right? And I stopped because there was a teacher there, and the teacher didn't see what happened, but she instantly blamed it on him because, he's not a good kid. And so she probably just figured that he started it. And then so the next thing you know, I'm like, I totally fucked up. So I went to my mom's classroom. I told her, I'm like, Mom, I just totally fucked up. And I told her what happened. And she's like, all right, well, you got to go down to the office, all right? So she brought me down to the office. Um, and the admin was like, "Yeah, you're totally gonna need to, yeah, we're gonna suspend you for a day, and we're also gonna make you sign this contract that's basically a no contact contract, which means that I can't talk to him, I can't touch him, I can't talk to him about my friends. It's basically saying we just have to coexist and absolutely ignore each other 100%. Okay, so I can 100% do that. Okay, that's how it should have been in the first place. All right." And then, so I got suspended. And the funny thing is, it was a Thursday when I hit him. Okay. And then, so I was suspended the next day, which would have been Friday. So I had Friday off and then the weekend. So I had a long weekend. So I had a lot of time to think and reflect. And my dad was like, I totally get why you did what you did, but just next time you're going to do something like that, think about the consequences. Because you're sitting in jail with a criminal record. An assault charge is taken pretty seriously. If you do that again, you're sitting in jail when you're 18, and that criminal record stays with you. It's hard to get jobs, and now you can't get a job because one kid wouldn't shut his mouth. Like, so I totally get his point. Just It's not worth it. Your risk is bigger. He was harassing you, but you assaulted him. Your risk was bigger. So I totally get that. My mom was disappointed in me, but I believe she does understand why I did what I did. She knows that the kid deserves to be hit. Everybody does, okay? And the kid obviously doesn't talk to me because of the contract. But however, two of his friends still try to piss me off, all right? Um, and one of his friends was actually like, one of his friends like, hey man, I'm sorry about my friends over here, all right? I know they're really annoying. So I'm like, all right, I appreciate that, man. So it's nice to know that not everybody's a total dickhead, okay? Um, but I promise, as tempting as it is to do what I did, because these kids, they're underclassmen, all right? They're not big, they're not strong. If I really wanted to, I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy. If I really, really wanted to, I could like make them shut up, okay? Like I could fuck them up, okay? I could hurt them. I could break their arms and legs and shit. I could pop their noses, you know. But I'm not going to do that, okay? And I'm not going to do that for a couple reasons. One of the reasons is one, because, I really don't want to get suspended again. Um, and mainly because it's not because my mom doesn't want me to, okay? I know my mom obviously wouldn't want me to, but I don't mean to sound mean when I say this. I really don't care what she wants, okay? I'm not going to do anything stupid that she doesn't want, but I really can't promise anything for her, okay? I know that sounds terrible, but the main reason I'm not going to do it again is because I realized, like, like, so I keep saying, like, when I was, when I did what I did, I realized I had all these people, like, when the teachers were saying, like, hey, I'm so proud of him for coming to talk to me, and hey, I got your back, and, if he wants to talk, I'll talk to him, and I realized, like, I have all these people willing to help me and support me and talk to me if I need it. And not everybody has that. So I guarantee you, the reason these kids are, such terrible people is because they probably don't have something that good. So I realized, like, I have all these people willing to help me and support me and people who care about me. And so I realized I'm not gonna not do what I did because, my mom doesn't want me to or anything. I'm not gonna do what I did before is because I don't want to let all those people down. Okay, all those people were so proud of me, and they support me. I don't want to let them down. Okay, because not everybody has that, and I'm not gonna take that for granted. Okay, um, yeah, I learned my lesson as well. Uh, Obviously, the kid that I punched didn't learn anything at all. Okay, he's still a horrible person. He actually broke the contract. He told his sister who I was. He was walking with his sister one day, and they saw me, and I heard him whisper, "That's the kid who punched me." And then she started trying to shit talk, but I didn't really respond. I just kind of kept walking because I'm an adult. Um, so I told the teacher that I talked to earlier. I'm like, "Hey, this kid broke the contract," and she's like, "All right, yeah, I'll report that." Um, but yeah, I learned my lesson. Now on, I'm gonna handle things a little more responsibly. Um, and I also realized that I've had a lot of anger inside me for a long time, and I've always wanted to just fucking punch somebody, alright? Just to let some of it out. And I realized now that I've actually done that, okay, punching somebody and, hurting them isn't really as satisfying as it would seem. So, like, even if the kid deserves to be punched, which the kid absolutely did, okay? Even if they're 100% asking for it, okay? Even if you have every single reason to, it's not going to feel as satisfying as you believe it will, okay? It's just like revenge, okay? It's not going to help. Um, so yeah, that was a nice lesson to learn. Honestly, it might sound weird, but I believe that this is the best that could have happened. Unfortunately, his friends still bother me, like I said, but I'm just gonna learn to let it go in one ear and out the other this time, okay? And that's a lot harder to do than it sounds, because, you know, obviously someone can just tell you, just let them talk in one ear out the other, but you can't just do that, okay? Because, for example, something that you can just do is like, if I told you to hold up two fingers, you can just do that, okay? Like, you can do that. If I told you to just let it go in one ear and out the other, you can't just do that. You have to legitimately learn how to do it, okay? Like, if I told you to do a backflip, you can't just do a backflip. You got to learn how to do that. It's the same thing. You have to learn how to let people just talk. You have to learn how to let it roll off your shoulders, okay? I'm still learning that. And I've gotten better. It's definitely gotten better. I just got to let it go in one ear and out the other. It's definitely not as easy as it sounds. I still got to learn how to do that. But, it's a good thing to learn. Uh, and it's not something you can just do. You have to learn how to do it, okay? If you can do it, that's great. But a lot of people have to learn how to do it, okay? You can't just do it. But, yeah, I learned my lesson. Um, I'm going to handle things a lot more responsibly now. I believe this is a very good learning experience. Um, and yeah, that's just about all there is to say. Till next time.